It's been the Christmas in July release with Wow Embossing Powders, and I got to design this beautiful snowflake stencil. I'm showing you how to create with not only the stencil, but also the mask that comes with it. So let's get creating. It's Verity here, and welcome to my YouTube channel and blog, Pretty Little Button, where I make paper crafting tutorials for the everyday crafter. So as I mentioned, there is this beautiful snowflake stencil that I got to design for Wow Embossing Powder. It comes with a beautiful big stencil and the mask as well. This is perfect for your A2 cards, but also your larger cards, your A7, slimline, and much more. Now, to use the mask, I'm going to pair it with my pixie spray. And this is a temporary adhesive that you spray onto your mask, which I did off screen. I did find for this first card though that I didn't quite add enough to the fronds of the snowflake. So for the next card I did add some more spray. It's sticky, so I'm just adhering it down onto my card base. And I'm making sure that it sticks as well as it can. As I said, there were a few areas where some of the adhesive I hadn't actually sprayed, and you'll notice this later on. So for this first card, we are just going to ink blend over this mask stencil, and I'm using a couple of Catherine Pooler inks. The first ink I'm using is the Tranquil ink, which is a lovely soft blue. And I've chosen blue and gold as the colour scheme for today's video, and this pairs beautifully with really elegant Christmas cards. So I'm using a blending brush to apply the ink over the mask design. And as I said, I had to hold the snowflake fronds in certain places where they moved ever so slightly because I didn't put enough temporary adhesive down. I'm using a blending brush because I want to be able to delicately add the ink over the mask, not to move it too much, and also to get a soft halo effect around the snowflake. So this mask will protect the cardstock, and underneath the mask it will remain white. I'm adding the ink over the top, and I'm just blending it out, making sure that I cover the tip of the fronds as well. However, I am creating a heavier hand of ink towards the centre of the stencil because I want to make it look like it's kind of shining and from the centre of the snowflake. I'm just peeling one of the fronds back here, and you can see that the card is white beneath it. So I decided to add a second colour, and I'm using Cove blue here, which is a slightly darker ink to use. And this I'm just adding towards the middle of the snowflake. Again, I am just blending this out of the middle and creating a slightly darker area towards the middle. The circle of the snowflake's mask allows you to have an area which you can blend off, and you won't get any harsh lines. Once the blending is complete, you can then remove the stencil, and because the pixie spray is temporary adhesive, you can do this quite easily. If you do it nice and slowly, it won't tear your cardstock. And as you can see, the peel and reveal, you get that beautiful white snowflake. We'll finish this off later on. For the second card, I'm using the mask again, as well as my make art station, just to keep the card panel in place. And I added a bit more temporary adhesive to the back of my mask before I adhered it down. Now we're going to apply some mixed media over the top of this mask, and I'm using some translucent texture paste from Ranger Ink. You can use any translucent paste you have to hand. I'm then sprinkling over some gold dust essential sparkles from Wow Embossing Powder, and then I'm using my spatula just to mix it in. Now I'm doing this on a non-porous surface because that allows me to ensure that I can clean the surface and it doesn't seep into a porous surface. Once I've mixed up the sparkles enough, I can then start applying it over the mask snowflake. Now I do this quite slowly. I do speed up the video, but I am applying the mixed media over the mask slowly because I don't want to dislodge the mask and ruin the design. If you go quite fast with a delicate stencil like this, you could dislodge it and change and alter your design. Now don't worry as you're mixing the sparkles into the paste that they may look sort of dull or mattified. This is only because it's currently wet. Once the paste dries, all that glitter and shine from the sparkles will come back through and it will look stunning. Now, for this card, I was going for a very elegant, cohesive design. And I'm just applying the paste over the stencil, and then I'm just dragging it down towards the bottom to get a very organic look to the bottom of the card, giving it a very elegant style, and it just allows sort of the paste to disappear towards the bottom of the card. Once I've got a good coverage, you can then remove the stencil. As I did put a bit more adhesive on this, it took a little bit more time, and unfortunately I got a little bit of paste on the area of the circle whilst I was removing it. In the end, it looks fine on the card, it's not to worry. So as you can see, we have a beautiful negative snowflake there. So for this last card, I did exactly the same as the first card, creating that ink blended masked snowflake. And then what I'm going to do is I'm then going to use the stencil in combination with this card, and I'm going to create some raised dimensional snowflake over the top. I'm just twiddling the snowflake around until I get it aligned up with the fronds. I did have one of my fronds slightly misaligned when I was doing this, so I don't get the best alignment, but it's not the end of the world. And then again, I have mixed up another lot of the translucent paste with the sparkles, and this time I'm applying it through the stencil, and the snowflake will be completely golden, sparkly deliciousness. Now again, I'm just applying this slowly, even though I sped up the video, and I have used my magnets from my Wendy Vecchi station, Make Art station, to keep the stencil in place. What I love about this station is that you can rotate the station as you are applying the media, and this allows you to not sort of hold your spatula in an awkward place or awkward position. You might find when that happens that you might sort of catch your stencil and move it and shift it, and you don't want that to happen. So having this option to rotate and move your panel is fantastic. I just finished off the stencil by completely covering the circle with that paste. Now make sure that you either put the stencil and mask in a tub of water to clean later, or you clean off with some wipes straight away. If you allow the paste to sit on there, it will dry and ruin your stencil. And as we peel and reveal, you get this absolutely gorgeous golden snowflake that is just taking centre stage in your card, but has that lovely ink blended background to it as well. To finish off this first card, I just wanted to add a bit of gold sparkle just to match with the other two cards and create a cohesive set. So I've got my Altenew metallic paints here, which I've just spritzed with a bit of water, and then I'm adding some paint splatter in a combination of gold and white splatters. This gives a beautiful sort of wintry feel to the card, a lot of elegance, and adds that little bit of shine to finish it off. So to finish these cards off, I use some of my new sentiment stamp sets that I designed for WOW Embossing Powder. I've used the Christmas sentiments, the Merry sentiments, and the Peace, Love and Joy sentiments, and these were all stamped and embossed in gold onto black cardstock. They were then trimmed down and then fussy cut out to finish the cards off. I absolutely loved how these cards turned out. I think they make a beautiful card set to give to somebody so they can hand them out at Christmas. They just scream elegance with this colour scheme. I love the combination of that blue with all this gold and glitz and shine. So let me know in the comments below which one out of these three cards is your favourite, and have you tried this technique or got this stencil? If you're new to the channel, why not think about subscribing? You can hit that bell icon and be notified when the next video is up. If you want 10% discount at the WOW Embossing Powder shop, either the UK or USA, just see the discount code, you can see it on screen. All of these products are available on both the US and the UK site. Until next time, happy crafting!